Dear children, in our previous session we have discussed about heating effect of electric current, right? And also we have mentioned there which are the devices which functions on the basis of this heating effect of electric current. Now in this session let us discuss more about these type of devices, and here in this picture you can see some devices are shown here, isn't it? This is electric heater, and you can see here this immersion water heater. Okay, and this is electric heater, and here electric oven, or we can say electric oven, and here this is water immersion water heater. And here which device get heated up when electric current passes through this? Yes, here in this you can see in what electric oven, you can see a coil will be fitted inside this. That coil get heated and that coil will become red hot. And that here in this is the part. This is a coil. You can see a coil here. This coil get heated, isn't it? And these coils in the heating devices are known as elements of these heating devices. Okay, so elements, we call it the coils inside the heating devices. Electric oven and this water heater, they are known as elements. Okay, and elements of these heating devices are made up of an alloy called nichrome. So elements of heating devices are made up of the alloy called nichrome. What is the coil inside a bulb called? Yes, it is known as filament. So the coil inside an electric bulb is filament. It is made up of tungsten. And the element of heating devices are made up of nichrome. They are elements. Okay. And now, what are the peculiarities of these elements? Yes, what are the characteristics needed for the elements used in a heating device? That is what we have to see. So you know that when the current passes through it, it gets red hot, but it does not melt. So this heating coil should have high melting point. The heating devices should have high melting. The elements of a heating device should have high melting point, and then the elements should have the property of being red hot for a long time. Okay, it should have the property of being red hot for a long time, and also it should not get oxidized easily, so it should have a high melting point. And then another property needed for heating devices is the thermal expansion should be very less. The material used for this heating devices, elements of heating devices should have a less thermal expansion. Okay, so another point they should have is high resistivity. You know, resistance, as resistance increases, the heating effect, the heat produced also increases. So they should have high resistivity. So what are the points we have to remember, keep in mind? The elements of heating devices should have high resistivity, high melting point, and then ability to be red hot for a long time, and low thermal expansion. So these are the properties that elements of a heating devices should have. Another device which we use in an electric circuit which function on the basis of heating effect of electric current is safety fuse. So what is safety fuse? What is the function of safety fuse? Safety fuse is a device which help to protect our devices from damaging. Okay. Safety fuse is a device which help to protect our devices from getting damaging. So how it functions? So fuse wire is an alloy of tin and lead. Okay, fuse wire is an alloy. Alloy, I told you what is meant by alloy. Alloy is the mixture of two or more metals. Okay. Mixture of two or more metals are called alloy. So fuse wire is made up of alloy in which tin and lead is used. And this fuse wire has relatively low melting point when it is connected in the circuit. If current overflow of current that is called overloading and short circuiting, then the fuse wire melt and break the circuits. You already know through an open circuit the current will not flow. So when the fuse wire melt and break the circuit, the passage of current through that circuit stops, and it protects our appliances from damaging due to overloading and short circuiting. This is the function of fuse wire. So fuse wire should have a low melting point, high resistance, high resistance. It should have high resistance and a low melting point. And these are about fuse wires. Fuse also known as safety fuse because as it protect our devices from overloading and short circuiting. That is why it is known as safety fuse.